Number 1, civil target dispatch 4, Bravo, 65, 20 low. Overall.
Well, welcome everybody. Nice to see everybody in the house. Hello there, local Sasquatch, Little Twisted Blessings, Ohio Bigfoot, and researchers. Nice to see you there, Tim. I know who that is. Haley Mayer, nice to see you in the house, girl. Thank you. And don't forget Cheyenne Gayhard in the rear, along with Curtis, is in the chat, and his camera went blank. But anyway. So, ladies and gentlemen, how's everybody been doing? Mike?
Hey, I've been doing fine. I've had a quick trip to Florida over the weekend to see my grandson, and it was enjoyable, good, and back to work this week. So, got a free Saturday night, so I'll have my first little Saturday night Bigfoot outing in quite a while coming up this weekend.
Yeah, and we also have Trina and Renee. Where y'all located at tonight?
We are at Bigfoot Ridge and Salt Fork.
So, any activity since y'all been out there?
Yes,
a lot. We cast four footprints. Four footprints today.
Anybody
cast
rubbing
four
your
today?
Yes, we just found one probably 2 hours ago that's 19 inches. It's drying overnight.
Wow.
And we do have a neighbor across from us.
I told you, Mike, it's just off the chain there. It really is.
I'm good to get a cast. You know, I see a lot of prints, but I'm good to get a worthy cast once a year.
Yep.
We found 4 today.
And there's right by our tent. There's a couple by our tent right over here, like it was watching. When we walked around the perimeter today, they were not there yesterday, but they were definitely fresh today.
So we could have other guests tonight in the show, possibly.
Absolutely.
And Curtis, how you doing?
All right. How's everybody doing?
Doing good. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me explain something to you, all right? So tonight was supposed to be the reveal of the thermal footage of the eye shines and everything else we caught flying and jumping off logs and trees that were on fire inside that were not on fire. But Renee and Trina is down out in Salt Fork, and they couldn't get the videos uploaded to me. So therefore, we have to come back once again. We're going to play the thermals because I got the eye shine, didn't we? We got the eye shines where they blink.
Yeah.
Everything else, we got one crawling up to us at camp. And this was not even 40 yards away. But however, I'm sorry, we'll have to do another show. So, Mary, tell me about your incident you had when you were younger.
Okay, so
I can't help from laughing.
When I was a kid, about 10 years old, and so there's a couple instances. One was as an adult, one was as a child. The same area down the river in Madison County. I was with a church group, and we were recording stuff down by the river for Vacation Bible School. And while we were down there, all of a sudden there was a bunch of howling and a bunch of weird sounds. And we thought it was like a monkey. And you could see like the trees and hear them branches breaking. And like it was like here. And then it was a couple trees down. It was going very, very quickly. And then it disappeared. We didn't see what it was, but it was making all these weird
Howling.
howling type sounds. And at the time, I was 10, and I believed my Sunday school teacher that it might have been a monkey thing. He just kept going, "Oh, it's probably a monkey that escaped from the zoo." And of course, I believed him. And I had no clue all these years what it was. But as I had told Chris or Grizzly about the experience and kind of what it sounded like and everything, and then from watching this show and talking to the guests, I was like, that might have been a Bigfoot. Honestly, there had been some sightings, and you go all these years thinking it was something else, and I'm like, I really might have been a Bigfoot. Another instance that I had, and this was about maybe 4 or 5 years ago, I was down in the same area, and there was like a bunch of trees shaking. There was nobody but me. And I was walking through, and there was all these trees just shaking, and then it stopped. And I was like, the heck was that? But I didn't see anything, no animals. I didn't hear sounds, but I mean, the trees were like violently shaking for about 20 seconds, and then it stopped. I heard some snapping, and that was it. So I told him, he said that might have been them again. I was like, it very well could have. It's the same area.
So we had some time, and Mary's like, Grizzly, would you like to go down by the river where this happened? I'm like, come on, let's go. Let's do it. I want to see where this river's at, because she always talks about going to this river for years. And of course, it'd be a day that I had problems walking, right? But we went, and we could only drive so far. And of course, you all know my SUV is not a 4-wheel drive. So we went as far as we could. And with all the tornadoes and storms, there was a lot of trees down, and the river was flooded. So we're walking along, and she's helping me walk and keep me steady. Next thing you know, I just stopped, and she's trying to walk, and she's like, "What are you looking at?" And I said, "What is that?" And she looks, and she goes, "What is that?" And I said, "I don't know. Well, I know what I think it may be." I said, "But look," I said, "Wait a minute." I said, "Let's see if there's another one." So, ladies and gentlemen, here's what we took. Now, the pictures are not best on the screen, but we're going to give it a shot here. So, this is the path that we were driving right here, or walking, I should say, right? Do you see the path?
Yeah.
And that goes all the way down by the river. You can see how it always goes and wraps around the river, and it goes further down. And way down there's a bridge. So, as we were walking, I asked Mary to go back and take a picture. Because I always tell people, when you take pictures, take a picture of the surrounding. Let's see what you're looking at. Paint a picture. Show us, as you're walking, what you are seeing. So that way it gives us a little more substance to sink our teeth into to validate, is this maybe a possibility or not? So as we're walking, let's see here. Let me go back out a little bit. I don't know what picture that is.
That one is
Is that the first one?
The first
or is this? All right. So as we're walking now, just watch as this unfolds. Okay. So we're walking along, and you can see the path, right? See the path?
Mm-hmm.
And we're going up. And I always like to take pictures as you're going up to the crime scene. Now, if you're not seeing anything, just bear with me. And you can see we're getting closer to the tire tracks. Now, if you look, the tracks over there, that is a bobcat.
Mm.
How heavy is a bobcat? I don't know. So if anybody in the chat can tell me, that is barely leaving any marks. So, no, I'm talking the bobcat to remove trees.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you
Machine.
That's what I thought you were talking about.
Right. So as we're walking, I stop and I'm like, what is this right there? You see what I'm looking at? See where my arrow is? And I'll blow it up a little bit. See where we start right there?
Yeah.
Now, do you see my arrow?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, this is just unfolding. So I don't know what it is. I'm just saying we're just out here taking a walk. And as I get closer, I look and I'm like, well, maybe, I don't know. Whatever. We'll just look at it. And if there's one, is there two? Well, if you look, where is the next one as it goes? So we're taking pictures and we're walking. And if you look, the strides are probably 4.5, 5 foot. Now, these pictures don't do any justice. You can actually barely see the big toe. This is the left foot, the big toe and the little toes. You can actually see the indentions there, right?
Mhm.
So, and I'm like, well, if you look, there's the bobcat, the machinery. See it? Chewing up the mud and the dirt.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, well, what if, whatever. We'll just keep going along and see what happens here. So then as we look, we go to the next picture. We step back. There's another one up here. And it's a right foot, not a left foot. That's the left. That's the right. You see the distance? So I'm looking at 1, maybe 2. Okay, what if? All right, whatever. No big deal. So we go up, and here's the other one. Now, what is really strange about this one is that the big toe is right here. And one of these toes are smaller, but then if you really get down, and of course, the camera's not doing any justice, but I'm like, okay, is this really real or not, right? Or I'm just, making stuff up. So I didn't have a tape measure because I really didn't know he was going to go down there. So I just threw my keys down there. And the more and more I'm looking at it, I told Mary, I'm like, shut the front door. I'm like, look at that. These are possibly toe marks. I'm like, look, because you can see the ridges. And I'm putting each finger on a toe.
You
And
can get
Mary's
down with
like,
your hands and you can feel them.
Right. And that's what I was doing. And I'm like, Mary, she's like, well, I don't know. But if you look, I should have took a picture of me where I stood. I'm not making any indentions at all. I don't know how old these are, if it is a possible print or not. But I got standing there looking. I'm like, okay, how did this happen? And where's it going? So then I start looking at it even more. And it's like, this is probably maybe a juvenile, because if you stop and look, what happened was it came across the road, walked down the road, and it went through over here. Now, the vegetation was too thick over here, so I couldn't see anything else. But what was really strange about it is, like I told Mary, it was like, if it was a human, let me stop sharing here. If it was a human, it'd be left, right, right. That's how we walk. But what was weird, it looked like, is Renee catching herself on fire? So, hey, Trista. Hey, Star Stevenson. Welcome, Michelle. So, but it was Mike. It was one track, another track.
Just like the remember the snow video I showed a few weeks ago that we showed on there. One right after the other, walking kind of on top, straight line.
Straight line. It was a straight line.
And so what you're looking at there, what was your estimated length on the prints?
They were just his car keys is about 6 inches. So we were
with the stuff stretched out,
about
right?
15 to 18 inches in length.
15 to 18 inches. So you had you had each indention, you had a consistent length, you had a consistent stride length, and you had a consistent left, right, left pattern. Something put those things in the ground, right? Something, we're assuming obviously Bigfoot, but just to start ruling things out. I wear a size 15 shoe.
Oh my God.
I'm 6'5". Not many people are walking around out there with size 15 shoes every day. But my foot is measured at 13 inches in length. So for a human being to be walking barefooted with feet that big in a stride length like that, you're talking about a human being well over 7 foot tall.
Mm-hmm.
And probably not happening, right? Probably not, the likelihood of that happening with a human having feet that big and that kind of stride length, making that kind of indention when you're not making any at all is practically zero. So then you roll all that stuff out and you got a Sasquatch that's walking down that path.
Well, like I said, and I would have probably blew it off, but you saw toe impressions.
Yeah.
Possible toe impressions. And this is where Mary's holler monkey. So, and that's what I'm saying. So, that's what I couldn't believe and understand. As a professional of cats, Virgil, we ain't talking about bobcats, you bobo. I love you to death. I know, ain't that right, little twisty? So, but anyway.
But you had that kind of bobcat experience. I got to tell you one we had today that's a real cat. We went to where somebody had told us was a possible nest. It's in the middle of nowhere. We get out of the car. We go back in the woods. It's a nest, okay, but about that time, a branch hits the ground. We look up, and what's on top of this supposed nest is a big mama bobcat.
Oh.
Less than 10 feet from us. And I looked at Trina, and I'm like, go, get out. I'm backing out of here.
Wow.
So, yeah, we had a real bobcat experience.
That is crazy.
So cool.
Yeah, well, and I sent him to Mike. Hey, Roger, welcome to the show. I sent him to Mike, and between inventory and everything else going on, and he was at school, then a ball game, we kept missing each other because I was like,
you sent them to me, and on my computer, I didn't even think
on
to
Easter.
blow it. I thought, well, okay, what's he sending? What's he sending? What's Grizzly sending me? And of course, I was driving after services in McClenny, Florida on Easter Sunday. We headed home, about a 12-hour drive home. And so I was on the road, and I was tired. Yeah. So I'm like, and we played a little phone tag. So here we are. Cool,
Right.
Cool, fine. Great. I'm so happy that you saw those, and you're right there. Now,
holler monkey.
Let me ask, if I don't mind asking, what river are we talking about? What's the general location?
What's the name of the river?
Oh, White River.
White River
in Madison County. How far from Indianapolis?
Mile-wise, probably about 35.
There you go, 35, 40 miles.
40 miles.
This is in Indiana.
In Indiana.
Okay, all right.
So
it is near the area of a little upstream from Mound State Park, and that is a spiritual Indian burial. That is a state preserved park. So it's right upstream from that.
Okay.
Man, we were at the far part of the river where a lot of people don't walk. Right. And we didn't see really any indications of any human activity there. But you got to remember, there's been a lot of storms and stuff like that. So that mud could have been washed out from the heavy rain. So, but at that point, we didn't see any shoe tracks or any other indications. No canine tracks for people walking dogs. Nobody, it looked like, was back there morel mushroom hunting or anything like that. So we're going back this weekend. So I'm going to let her do maybe a couple of howls or something for the hell of it.
See if they'll come out and come chat with us.
I will jump in that river if she gets one coming out, because that river's fast, swifting, moving right now.
Yes, we may actually have a Bigfoot down behind the wall bridge through the spiritual camp area is where we were at.
Yeah, go back, Lori, and look at possibly maybe, I don't know, maybe some tracks. I don't know. Y'all be the judge. It may be. We just took some pictures, but it was just weird how it was in line. Not
well, I'd say that's a little more than we're a Bigfoot show, Grizzly, and I think that's a little more than it may be. I mean, all the evidence lines up. That's what you've got.
Well, I'm modest,
So I'm just saying. So
and ladies and gentlemen, just beware on the next show when we play the thermals. I didn't know Trina's thermals recorded audio, and when I got the eye shine, I kind of lost my cool. So
Mary needs to work on you on that, Grizz.
When you see something with eyes this big and they blink,
Yep.
You know, I'm like, what the hell? And I
What
said,
are they supposed to do though, Grizzly? Their eyes. What are they supposed to do?
Mike, you're lucky. I can't reach you right now. But it was like not even 40. What do you think, Renee and Trina? Not even 40 yards from
We had actually rangefindered it or
41.
whatever it's called. It was 41.
41
Oh,
feet.
I was close.
41 feet.
Yard off.
41
Yeah.
feet?
Or
41
yards. I'm
yards.
sorry, yards.
41
Yeah,
yards.
41 yards.
We're women. We're just girls, okay? We're just girls.
Yeah, I
Okay.
figured it was about 40 yards where that one was standing next to the tree.
Yeah.
And one crawled up. And I bet we got eye shine. Then whatever that, did we ever figure out what jumped off the log?
No.
Nope. I haven't seen anything else in the thermal that looks like that at all.
Somebody thought it was a raccoon at first. And we're like, man, you're smoking. Never mind. I can't
Or
say
a
that.
rat. If someone had told me it was a rat.
There
Like
ain't no
actual
rat
rodent.
there ain't no rat that big in Salt Lake.
No,
If there's a
we're
rat
not in
that
New
big, I'm
York.
a monster truck. So now I've got Renee and Trina's evidence here. Let me share it here. And if you could walk us through what happened.
What are we looking?
What are we looking at? Which one?
Your
We got
prints.
so much.
There we go.
Okay, that's today. That's our
That's a
footprint that we got
17-inch
today. Mhm.
print.
And I'll let you tell. That's yours.
Right. It's a 17-inch print. Where we were, I'm not going to say exact location just for, personal reasons, but
Right.
there was a trackway that was clearly probably 75 yards. Like you said, straight, no venturing off, straight. But
Into the
only
water.
2 of them were good enough to cast, and Trina casted those 2. And this one was right, probably 10 feet from that one. And that was a single print. There was no other one that size that we found there.
Wow.
And it's got 3 toes.
3 toes, yeah.
3 toes.
Yeah.
We're
So
looking at one here.
the 17-inch was 3
Here,
toes.
and
10-inch
here.
was 3 toes.
Yeah, there's only 3 toes. And Trina got her 11-inch one, only has 3 toes.
Yeah.
Really?
And then the other one is a normal, which was, how many inches was that?
10.
10.
Yeah.
Has all 5 toes.
But now the 19-inch one that we just casted a couple hours ago is perfect.
And it's literally in a little creek in the middle of nowhere in the deep, deep woods.
There's nobody back there barefooted.
There's
for sure.
no footprints or even, we saw honestly like maybe 2 deer tracks back there, or even no damn deer back there. That's how
Wow.
deep we was today in the woods. We walked about 5 miles today.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's some good exercise.
Oh yeah, and
It is.
one of the ending of our hike happened to just be straight back up a major hill. So we were feeling the burn.
So ladies, what do you think of the 3 toes? I mean, I haven't seen it in Missouri.
I've
What do you
heard
think of the
different
3 toes?
things. Some people
Okay.
say the 3-toed ones aren't friendly.
That's what I hear.
I don't know that any are friendly. I've never met one face to face and talked to it, but that's just what people say. I think it's just a genetic defect.
Okay, but you had 2 different size prints.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm feeling
the
like
3, so-
maybe a family or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
know. But yeah, 2 of
Somebody-
our prints.
I heard somebody say one time those were the inbred ones, but I don't. I
Yeah,
don't know
maybe
enough about
possibly
that
that,
to really
yeah.
know. So
Mark says,
Yeah, I don't know.
I've heard another report of the same type of track in that area as well, Mark says.
Yes. Yeah, because Mark
I
knows
just-
where we were.
yeah, I just wonder if it's a variation of a Bigfoot species or some other type of cryptid that's out there. That's out there.
Could very well be.
Yeah.
I'm just not sure. So
What do you think about those prints?
They're pretty cool. That's awesome. Good tweet.
You're going to have to go out with us sometime, Mary.
Come be part of the Wild Women of the Woods.
That's right.
I mean, that's just incredible. When she sent those pictures today, And like I said, ladies and gentlemen, hey, they're out in the woods. I can't get the thermal.
So
But
sorry.
good
I tried
thermal.
it. Been trying all day.
Yeah, no big deal. We'll get it on another show. Curtis, what do you
It's
think
the
about
ridge
those
where we're
tracks?
at. We have no service down here.
No, there's no
Right.
service on the ridge.
In the end,
All right. What do you think about that, Curtis?
This is pretty good prints.
Thank you, Curtis. You should be here.
where you at, buddy?
I will be tomorrow.
Come say hi.
You're going to be on the other side of the park tomorrow. We're going to be on this side of the park tomorrow.
Are y'all going to come down to LBL?
We would love to go to the LBL.
We're going to be moving less than 2 hours away from it.
Oh, wow.
Then you're going to have to invite us down so we can go.
Absolutely.
Love to do that.
Grizzly, you put on there you're moving to Memphis. That's 2.5 hours from me as well. So, by the way,
Are you serious?
Yeah,
Shut
I'm
the
serious.
front door.
I'm just
I'm going out with Mike.
I'm just
I'll
2.5
bring extra
hours.
underwear.
I'm just 2.5 hours up the river, man.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'll
that's
bring extra
awesome.
underwear.
I thought you were,
You'll probably
I
need
didn't
it.
realize you were down there. That's awesome, Michael. You're real close.
So,
Well, we picked that location. If everybody's watching, yes, Bigfoot Outlaw family is moving to Memphis, Tennessee. And somebody asked me, why'd you pick Memphis? And we wanted to be centralized in the United States because we wanted to go out west a little more. And plus, being there, we got family in Florida, family in Tennessee, family in Kentucky. And plus all the shows that we do and events and speaking events is all around that area. So it's just a good hot spot. Instead of driving 10 or 14, 16 hours to go somewhere, now it's cut in half or less.
yeah. So when are you officially making that move?
3 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, 3 weeks.
We will be moving state to state over probably about 2 week time
Yeah,
frame. So we've
right.
got to adjust and get everything. So
It's going to be interesting.
I'm excited.
Congratulations. That's exciting.
It's so
awesome.
cold here in Indiana. I hate it. The winter times are awful here. They're so cold.
Mike, it's hot down there. What the hell? How do you stand it?
Just a big old guy that sweats, man.
Oh, Lord. You know I hate being hot.
Oh, I can't wait.
Look at Curtis. Curtis goes, I know he hates being hot. And Curtis is like, the only thing he did was sit in front of my fan at my place. Hell, Curtis kept his house at 78 degrees. I'm like, what the hell's wrong with you?
Great. He's always
I just keep
turn it down, and I'm like, stop. Cover with blankets, heating pad. He's sitting there burning up. I'm always cold.
No, Amy, Louisville. I call it Louisville, but Louisville. Yeah.
Louisville.
Yeah, that's where I was at before. We're outside Louisville.
Louisville,
When
right.
I have kids, when they mispronounce Louisville, Louisville, I say now I always ask them. I said, "What's the correct way to pronounce the capital of Kentucky?" Louisville, Louisville. Then they'll come up with one. I said, "Well, I always thought it was Frankfurt." So
Yes, exactly.
Right? It is Frankfurt. So yeah, that is funny. But man, it seems like everybody's getting some good evidence, and I'm really hoping this weekend you all get a whole bunch more evidence so we can come back and replay everything.
Right.
yeah.
We don't have you here to yell perimeter check though, and just leave us yelling.
That's all right. He'd have to poop anyway.
Hey, when that outhouse calls, I'm sorry. There's nothing else I can do.
Our
She was
first
like,
experience we've ever in the tent.
And Grizzly had to poop at that exact time.
Exact time. And I think he
Too much
scared the crap
information.
out of Bigfoot because he sure threw them flowers and was gone. He done got disturbed too.
Oh, that's look at Curtis.
We have
Yeah,
one of those
hey,
little
we're missing
cute
one.
things. Where's it at, Renee?
Oh, yeah, right here.
One of the little propellers you was talking about.
Let me blow you up here. There you go.
Yeah, it's just a little propeller that has a light on it. We actually slingshot them into the woods, and they will bring them back. They have every time brought them back and laid them at the top of the hill.
shoot it. So there it goes.
And there it goes.
Well, it's gone down.
And it went down the hill far that time.
We're on a
so.
ridge. It's echoey. You can hear everything.
They bring them back.
Yes, they do. When we camped at main camp in A21,
Yep.
about a month ago now, we slingshotted 2 of them, and the next morning they were laying right by our tent.
Shut the front door.
So we just put them back on the thing and slingshotted them
Yep.
right back out there to them.
Yep. It's a little
That's
LED
cool.
light. It just stays on.
Curse, did you get you any glow sticks?
No, I haven't.
We got a new toy. Let me show you what it looks like. This is what we got happening over here. Can you see it?
Oh, wait a minute. Let me blow you back up. I'm hitting wrong buttons. There we go. Oh, wow. Yeah.
And look, it lights up the whole trees.
Wow. That's wicked.
And it's quiet. It's not like the little ball we had that made like a drone noise. It's quiet.
Yeah, we try all different things. So
Plus, you know, it's got a remote because we lazy and bougie.
So I'm
We're gonna
definitely
need
going
those
to be
tips
hooking up
tomorrow.
with Mike. That's for darn sure.
Yeah.
we like to try different things to draw them in. That's for sure.
Well, okay. Now, for everybody watching the show and going to watch the rebroadcast, let me clear up something. Mike got us in trouble on the last show. Mike's like, what?
I did.
Yeah. Mike was talking about putting apples out, and one of the viewers thought we were baiting up there at Salt Fork.
No.
Yeah, I know they did. We did not use any type of bait. No food, no apples, no chickens. None of
Nothing.
that. Only thing that were put out were glow sticks and
And
flowers.
flowers.
Yep. Glow
And we
sticks.
put flowers on our picnic table at every camp.
Yes, and flowers.
So
That is-
how do you get in trouble? I guess you can't do that. You can't
Well-
put the food out at
Well,
Salt Fork.
allegedly, somebody claims that we can get locked up or arrested or ticketed if we put bait out.
Well, there's just a sign that says no feeding the wildlife. I mean, is it considered wildlife? What are you considering Bigfoot, people?
Yeah, because they don't exist.
Well, here's the Haley says I got to leave an offering. Well, the thing though is we had the police down there, we had Fish and Wildlife down there, and we had the ranger down there, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
Yep.
So that is correct, and we did not do anything illegal.
No.
And, besides me almost not making it to the outhouse that night when they went to the perimeter check.
That would have definitely been illegal.
Yeah.
And for the record, we picked up all of the glow sticks before we left.
No, you didn't.
Excuse
Curtis
me?
and I did.
Oh,
You left a couple.
okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
my
checked.
bad. We're blind. We're just
That's
girls.
all right.
We're
No,
blind.
Curtis and I checked, didn't we? Just to make sure. 'Cause we didn't
Well,
want
thank you for double
Yeah.
checking our back.
anybody to say we left trash behind. Not
Thank
only
you.
that, we took pictures of the campsite and everything, didn't you, Curtis?
Yep.
You guys are the best.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Absolutely. Well, people want to make sure everybody's safe and understand that, and everybody stays clear of the law.
Yep.
And I'm a square anyways, but you want to know something? I can make Renee laugh right now.
Oh my gosh, he's done.
There's your samurai chatter.
Yeah.
I think our ratings just went down the toilet.
Oh boy.
Haley knows what I'm talking about. So does Renee.
Yep.
But anyway, but no, we had a good time. But the thing is that Salt Fork, and this is what I keep telling her, it's so damn off the chart. It's like,
Yeah.
how is this possible? And I just don't get it. And everybody that lives down there is like, is Bigfoot down there? Well, yeah, everybody knows Bigfoot's around here. It's
Yep.
but he's not real and he don't exist.
Right.
And the state park sells toilet paper and T-shirts of them. So go figure.
We saw Bigfoot grape flavored poop today.
Yes.
They're little balls that are purple, and it's called Bigfoot poop for $7.99.
Oh wow.
You can chew his poop.
Oh boy.
Are you pulling my chain?
No, I'm not.
It's right at the Lodge gift shop.
I will definitely send you a picture tomorrow of the Bigfoot poop that you can
And I
chew.
guess they sell it too.
Trina,
Curtis,
Trina, did I send you that video?
Of what?
The gorilla?
Mm.
Yes, you did, nasty. I'm always questioning Curtis why we don't find the
You're
number
not gonna,
two.
you're not
Well,
going
he
to find any
answered.
poop.
He
say hello,
answered.
Virgil.
Hi,
We
Virgil.
did
How
find
are
a file today, though. We don't know what it was.
So, but Mike, what do you think about all this continuous activity down there?
Salt Fork.
Yeah.
You know, I think just about every Bigfoot documentary show, whether it be Terror in the Woods or These Woods Are Haunted or Finding Bigfoot, or just about every show that's out there has done an episode in Salt Fork. You know, so Salt Fork's it's a well-known name, and you guys are there, and yeah, I think it's a bucket list go-to place to camp.
Absolutely.
You know, Mike, I'm just saying, Renee can teach us how to rent that place for a weekend or 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to have a camp out.
We're gonna do a Wild Women of the Woods group camp.
Yes, we are. So,
Grizzly
and
fit
it'll
right
probably. What'd you say?
I don't know.
What'd you
in.
say, Mary?
Grizzly will fit right in.
Yes,
Yes, he will. Because when he screams, it sounds like the wildest woman around.
And I'm not sure if his hair ever grew back on his legs. He's got definitely smooth legs.
Yeah, and his smooth legs will
Yes,
fit
my hair
right in.
did go back. It did.
Yes.
That was awful. That was awful.
Well,
It
we
was
still got the screams, though. We got a plus, Mary.
unbelievable.
He does scream. He screams. I've heard it.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey, we're live. Stop it. Kids want
Just have old Bear cough. You'll hear him scream.
Look at Curtis. Curtis, you're all wound up. You ain't gonna sleep tonight.
What about when I touched you on the shoulder down there and you about pooped your pants?
Oh, my God.
Really? Thanks, Curtis.
You forgot about that one, didn't you?
Yeah, when
Yeah.
the door came open and I about died because I thought someone opened the door on the RV. That was bad.
Oh, my God.
Is it Bigfoot or is it a grizzly? And you know what? I didn't care what it was at the time. I thought we're all going to die. I kept telling the women and Curtis, I'm like, if you not watch horror movies, it's always the fat guys that die first. And they're always white.
And it was storming, and it was foggy and lightning, and just, it was all of the things in a horror movie.
Had all the
Yeah.
elements.
All the
Pouring down
elements.
rain. Jeez, was it pouring down rain?
That's what I'm telling you. I keep seeing it over there.
Right.
Have y'all seen any orbs since y'all been up there?
We're getting eye shine right now.
Right in front of us. I saw it first, and then she just pointed it out again, and it's happening in front of us.
You see an ice shine right now?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
We got a thermal.
We got a thermal and
on
night
each
vision
side.
running, so it'll catch it.
Okay.
Oh, that's awesome.
Good stuff.
That's
And we
awesome.
can't start our recorder yet because the neighbors have their loud music still burning over there, killing our silence.
Any tree knocks or anything?
We did have 2. And we had this weird, you could almost hear the fake tweet of a bird trying to go tweet, tweet, tweet. It was literally tweet. Like a bird don't tweet. I'm sorry, don't tweet, tweet,
No.
tweet. You could hear like the spit and it would mess up a few times. Birds are on point. They're repeated.
Yeah, we've got some weird stuff this
Mhm.
time.
Wow. That's crazy.
That's
Kurt,
awesome.
What do you think about, you've been down to Salt Fork with us, and you've been at different locations with Trina and Renee. What do you think about that area?
It's good. It's hot. It's a hot spot.
And where
Why do
we're at the ridge, there's not a lot of road noise.
We
It's
hear
very
no
quiet.
road noise at all here.
Hear a little
Oh,
bit
yeah.
of boat action. A little
Yeah,
boat
that's
action.
one
I
thing.
think there's so much activity down there. Why is there so much down there in that area? What do y'all think about that?
There's such a big area of just so much woods. I mean, because there's a giant deer population. The deer are everywhere.
But last night we rode around, we only seen 2 deers in the whole park.
The whole park.
Wow.
Do you remember, did we show you the picture where we found all the dead deer bones?
Oh, yeah. Do you want me to show that?
Listen, we went there last night in the dark, thermaling, and all those deers are in a complete perfect circle.
It's 3, 3, and 3. Like
Yeah.
3, 6, 9. There's
It's a complete
9. And
circle now.
they're not scattered anymore. They're in a circle.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that area is so creepy
Yep.
at night.
It is. And when I put the thermal on it, it went from being the hot to this weird, it like glitched and did this weird like purple look, and you couldn't see the bodies. It would not pick up the carcasses laying there. And it was a sunny day, so it should have been hot. In my
Right.
mind, I think it should have been.
All right, I'm going back and I'm going to pull up that picture here. And wait a minute. Y'all keep talking. I think I found some thermal video.
Find it. It finally go through. I've been trying all day. We had to juice up the Wi-Fi box. Maybe it definitely did its thing now.
All right. Well, anyways, this is let's play this thermal, then I'll play the picture. So this thermal here, and what's really weird is that on this thermal that they filmed and we filmed is that, and I got it paused, but I'm gonna go ahead and hit play. The audio you may hear some, but it's very faint. And once we get to this tree here, I want to show you all something. Right there.
This is your video, Grizzly. You recorded that.
Look at that tree, Mike. That is a fallen tree that's been cut.
And it's been pouring down rain for all day.
No sun for days, overcasted.
It looks like there's an animal or a creature or an elemental or something at the edge of that tree trunk.
Right.
Now, we looked the next day. There's no moss. There's no vegetation on there that would hold heat, especially that long, because this was late at night. This was what, like 9:30, 10, 11 o'clock?
You're getting that kind of heat signature after dark
and after it poured rain all day.
Rain. Yeah.
All right, we're just going to let this play out. Let me see if we get anything here, because I didn't know this was sent. Or a gnome. Yeah, it's just weird because it changes over the course of a couple of days. And
then it makes a circle and you can count like what, 5, 6 dots that were just lit up.
What was that?
That's what I'm telling you. That's the running and the crawling. When the car,
we don't know.
When the car comes, it runs. And if you watch the car lights, it runs to the right and then the car pulls in. It runs. You see it twice.
On this video?
Yes.
Can you slow it down? Is there...
Let me use my mouse pad.
Is there
because I have
Hang on, ladies and gentlemen. Let me go back one. Let me see if I can catch this, whatever that was. 33, 34.
What was that?
I don't know.
I seen it. It's like right down there. And you can see it running.
All right, let's hit play again.
It's at 117.
Right there. Here's one.
117 and 223.
Or something. You said what's at 117?
It moves at 117. If that's the 12-minute and 2-second long video.
No, this is the 3 minute and 32 seconds.
Okay, then that's not the right one. Let me see if I got that one wrote down.
Because we're fascinated on this tree.
Right.
But everything was happening behind that tree.
It was. That's what's weird.
Yeah, I don't have that one ripped out. The 3-minute one.
Because we're sitting here, ladies and gentlemen, watching this tree that's hot on the end.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did you see that?
Yeah,
right
now
there?
that was a rat.
Okay.
Now that was
That's
a rat.
yeah.
All right, here comes a car. And let's see what's on this one. Because I think one of them, Renee walked in front of me and I was screaming at her.
There it goes. You see it run? Did you see it run?
Yeah, what is that? Is that an
We don't-
animal? Or?
We don't know.
As soon as that car gets ready to turn in, it's gone at like 1 something.
We don't know what it is.
Right before the car turns in, it just runs towards the deeper woods to the right.
Let's see.
And I've sent it to everyone.
Because I know some of the videos that we took, once we got the evidence, we ended it. So we didn't have like 10, 20 minutes.
Hold on. We'll be right. We got to look at something real quick.
Okay.
Something's walking over here.
I just stuck on the tree. Let me back up because I wasn't expecting that. All right, I think that's it. Isn't that weird though, Mike?
Yeah, definitely. There's just a lot going on.
Well, I wish I had the video of something. It really looked like a leprechaun sitting on the tree stump that we're filming, and then it just like jumps off, and it's weird how it did it. Right? Let me see what this one is. Oh, I got to pause it and reshare it. Let's see here. Present, share screen.
Got it. Okay.
All right, here's another.
What's this video?
It's just
the
something
tree.
that's running.
Yeah.
Something's running. And none of us can figure out what it is.
Well, we were thinking, wouldn't that be something sitting here and see something come out of the end of that tree on thermal?
We'll go drive by there when we're done with this podcast. We'll go take a drive by tonight and do a thermal on it real quick and see what it looks like since it was such a beautiful, hot, sunny day today.
How long is that walking over here?
We have walking going on behind us, and Renee caught eye shine.
Right here by the tree.
Down here by the tree. Let me take the phone and see if you guys can see. Can y'all see Renee?
We see bushes.
See some bushes.
Down there.
Little flashlight, or what is that?
That's my flashlight. Yeah, so you can
Okay.
see where we're
Okay.
looking
Yeah.
at. Come on, buddy.
Trina, can you or Renee send me those pictures of the skeleton? I thought I had them.
Oh, yeah, we can. Okay, let's go. I don't want to-
Yeah, that's
something's
weird.
walking.
Well, being on a podcast is bringing a lot of activity.
Yeah, all of our podcasts have got them all around us right now. All right, you sending good the picture, Renee?
Oh, what am I sending?
The
Deer
skeletons.
carcasses.
I'm sending it right now.
Amy wants to know, do y'all ever take canines or dogs with y'all?
No. I do. They're right here. My feet dogs.
Mike, they came across something that I've never seen before. Skeleton remains of a bunch of deer carcasses with the way they were laid out. It was strange. Some of the legs were broken, some of the necks were broken.
And there were no heads.
And the heads were going, we came
No
across
head.
that same setup when I went out to the young man's farm a month and a half ago or so, and found a little area where there's a bunch of deer carcasses without the heads. And I wonder if there's something to that.
Well, at first I thought it would be like poachers, right?
Right. But in his situation, all these carcasses were in the area, and this is private ground, and there aren't poachers going on that ground. They'll get shot.
Right. So my thing is, Mike, you come across something like this, you don't, because scavengers will carry it off.
Right. Your big cats and so forth will carry it all off. And you gotta start wondering. And then why the heads? I mean, yeah, poachers would be heads, but you're more likely poaching in those areas. You have.
We talked to the DNR and the wildlife officers,
Right.
and that is not a dumping ground for deer killed in the park. They knew nothing about that area at all.
And there's no, that we can see, there's no like arrow or bullet wound
Right.
or anything like that. And
did
the one has like bone shards on its neck, like it was twisted off and pulled off, is what it looks like if you can look at the zoomed in one.
Did any of the authorities see the area with you?
No, but we told them where it was,
Okay.
and they said it's absolutely not a dumping ground. They didn't even know where we were talking about, and we told them the name of the number of the road, and they said no, it's not the park that does that. So.
Yeah.
Where's the light?
What?
Hold on a minute. That was a bluff charge for sure.
Are you serious?
We just got bluff charged big time.
It come.
I thought she grabbed a shotgun.
We do have guns.
Now, Grizzly, you notice
That was
how
right there,
calm
man.
these ladies are right now.
Yeah, we're not screaming.
You're sitting here, you're doing.
Oh no, what happened to Mike? Sorry, I don't want to. Yeah, okay.
Oh, you booted him, didn't you?
That was definitely a bluff charge, though.
It was out. That was hard. If y'all could have heard how hard it was hitting the ground, it was so hard.
If Grizzly were in your seat and that same thing happened,
He would have pooped his pants.
Go ahead, Mike. I won't do it. Go ahead.
if I were in that seat and that actually happened, my knee wouldn't be so bad anymore.
We tried to ignore it for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not in our big bougie tent that you guys are used to seeing. We're in some little
Too
small
little
tent.
tent.
You don't have the 65-inch TV with you?
No,
No.
not this time.
Not this time.
Unbelievable. I tell you what, that hour went by so fast, like always, Mike.
It
and
did.
Renee.
We need to get Trina and Renee to come back next week and tell us what happens overnight. So,
Yeah. And
We're gonna
plus,
be here
we'll get the
until
actual
Monday.
thermal.
So
huh?
Yep.
We'll get the thermal.
Yeah.
the thermal's running right now, and we'll be here until Monday.
Yeah,
So
we'll
have
have
a lot of evidence.
a lot more evidence, hopefully.
Sounds great.
Yep.
Well, that's awesome. Well,
And we're gonna go
Curtis,
collect our big old footprint out of the little creek tomorrow.
But we are going to go thermal tonight, so we'll have more video.
And we're gonna go check the
I'm
tree
gonna go
right
check this
now
real quick.
all right, Curtis, get us some evidence while you're out there and keep me posted.
and come visit us.
Yes, Curtis, come visit us.
Yeah, I can.
Why
Why?
can't you?
I ain't driving a big RV clear over there.
Listen, all you got to do is call and walk out the gate. As long as you're on the other side of the gate, Renee's not banned from there, honey.
I'll pick
Yeah.
you up and behind the pallet.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Mike, Kurt, Trina, Renee, Mary, what do you think?
It's pretty cool.
And Mary, you're going to have to go out with us sometime.
For
I
sure.
will definitely do that. We'll have a blast.
Yes, we will.
Have fun.
And from coast to coast, around the world, Godspeed, everybody. We'll catch you on the next show.
Bye.
Good night.
Stay
Bye-bye.
safe.